Good morning. Today's gonna be a good day. Today's gonna be a good day. I woke up on the right side of the bed this morning, apparently. Made myself a little morning coffee, going for a little morning walk, getting some steps in, fresh air, sunshine. And I'm also super excited because I just got my test results from Viome. I'm finally working with them. It's been like my dream for like years to work with Viome. So yes, they are sponsoring this video, but you're gonna see why I am so excited to be working with them in just a hot minute. But I just got my results from a test with them, and what they do is they do a blood test, saliva test, and stool test, and analyze like everything about your overall health and give you feedback on your health, and then give you instructions and supplements for how to improve the categories that you might be lacking in. So we're gonna go through my actual test results later and see how healthy I actually am, which I'm a little bit nervous about, but it's gonna be fine. But just to show you how excited I am, this was me 3 weeks ago sampling my various bodily fluids. It's time to take the Viome test. Okay, so we got 3 samples we gotta collect. We gotta get the poops, the blood, and the spit. We did it. Sample has been collected. Now for the blood. It says it comes with 5 mini bits.
I'm gonna have to stab myself a lot.
This is the painful part. Ow. This is pretty cool though. This nifty technology. Look, it's my blood. Am I gonna get banned from YouTube for showing my blood? It's tomato juice. Yay! So I didn't want to wait around to do the stool test, so went and got a coffee to get things moving.
Eventually.
That went about as well as one would imagine. Now I have all my samples! Yay! So for breakfast, I have some gluten-free sourdough toast topped with some cashew cheese, 3 scrambled eggs, avocado, arugula, sprouts, and a little bit of goat feta cheese and some red pepper flakes. It's been a hot minute since I've made just toast with eggs and avocado. It's so simple, so delicious. I need to do this more. My happy food dance. And I'm also sipping on some Elementi electrolytes mixed with some Organifi Pure, just to jog my brain this morning. So, told you guys last week that I am starting Project Comeback 2.0, and then I promptly realized after I filmed that video that I actually attempted Project Comeback 2.0 like 3 years ago. So this might technically be Project Comeback 3.0, but I'm pretty sure I quit Project Comeback 2.0 because I forget what happened, but like I was not in a place to do it. So maybe it's Project Comeback 2.5. This time, I'm gonna call it 2.0 because I didn't finish 2.0 last time. Basically, I'm in the process of rebuilding consistency with fitness and getting to the gym and having it be a more staple part of my life again after going through some trauma that I talked about in my last video. If you wanna know what's been going on in my life in the last little over 2 years, watch my last video. But in this new phase of my life, I'm entering a healing phase, a restarting my fitness journey phase, a getting back to a happier, healthier version of Marissa phase. So far, how it's gone. Last week, I did 2 1-hour lifting workouts, which is more lifting in a week than I've done in months. This week, the plan is 2 1-hour lifting workouts plus 1 yoga session. So I'm gonna like slowly ramp up the frequency and intensity over the course of the next few weeks. Like next week, it'll probably be 3 1-hour lifting workouts. Then I might throw in a yoga session the next week, you know? I lifted yesterday, felt fantastic. My glutes are very sore today. Yoga might be quite a challenge with how sore I am, but it's gonna be good. It's already been amazing to me, even though I knew that this was a thing. It's just been a while since I've experienced it, like how different fitness is when you approach it from a perspective of this is what I have to do this week and I'm gonna get it done no matter what, versus this is what I'd like to do. And then you wake up that day and you're like, should I do it? No. Don't feel like it, and then you kind of go on like that. Like, it's the difference of discipline versus motivation. In starting Project Comeback 2.0, I'm sliding back into discipline mode and out of motivation mode. Like, my workouts for the week are actually on my calendar, and I'm doing them when I have them scheduled. I've said this before, and I'll say it again, lack of motivation is nothing but an excuse. It is not a roadblock. Like, nothing about a lack of motivation actually prevents you from doing something. Like, it's not a lack of resources. It's not a lack of time. It's not a lack of energy. It's not a lack of knowledge. A lack of motivation is nothing other than an excuse. That's why it's so important that if you have goals in your fitness journey, or if your goal is just to like be a healthier version of yourself and live a healthy, fit lifestyle to build discipline rather than rely on motivation. Once you get rid of the idea that you need motivation in order to go work out, it becomes a lot easier to go work out. Okie dokie, let's take a look at my Viome results. If you guys know anything about me and my philosophy on health and fitness, you know that I am all about bio-individuality and I love data. I am of the opinion that your diet and your general like health and fitness lifestyle should be curated to you and your body and what you need in this moment. And like that can even change over time. What you might need for your body to flourish when you're in a very stressful environment is going to be very different than what your body might need to flourish if you have no stress going on. And that's why I love Viome and have been wanting to do one of their health kits forever now, and why I'm so excited for them to be sponsoring this video is because they give you a snapshot of where your body is right now and what you can best do to support your body. So basically you collect your samples, you ship them back to Viome's lab, shipping for that is covered. They use mRNA technology to analyze your data and give you over 50 different health scores. And what I love about Viome specifically is they're at like the cutting edge of the research for how to analyze these things. It can't be used for like clinical use to like diagnose an illness, but a lot of companies use a sequencing technique called 16S. But Viome is using metatranscriptosome sequencing, which is much more advanced. It gets much more detail in the data, it's much more accurate, and it's much more reliable. So in 2 to 3 weeks, you get your results and they tell you basically what foods are going to be beneficial for you to consume more of and what foods are going to be beneficial for you to reduce in your diet. And then they also create a custom vitamin and mineral formula for you based specifically on what your body needs more of and what will specifically help where your body needs help. And not only do they give you these recommendations, they send you 130 pages of a PDF explaining each and everything and why it is specific to like your body and your results as to why they're recommending it or recommending not eating it. Like one of the foods it recommends I cut out is broccoli, which, you know, most people would think, oh, that's a very healthy food. Why would it have you cut out broccoli? And I don't have the broccoli in front of me right now, but it has like a paragraph explaining why for my body eliminating broccoli, at least for now, is a good idea. And like I said, this is a snapshot. So if it recommends that I don't consume broccoli, it's not that broccoli is inherently bad for me forever. It's just that where my current health of my microbiome is, removing broccoli will help get it to a more positive place for now. But that doesn't mean I can't reintroduce it at a future point when my health is in a different place. So let's take a look at what Viome has to say about how healthy I am. So this is the homepage of my dashboard. I have 16 scores that need improvement. Gut health, good. Cellular and energy efficiency, not optimal. This makes me sad. Immune health, good. Inflammation response, good. Oral health, good. Heart and metabolic health, average. Brain and cognitive health, good. Almost average. Biological age, 27, I'm 28. So I'm a year younger biologically than I actually am chronologically. So the overall cellular energy and efficiency not being optimal is potentially a little bit concerning, but let's break down the rest of what's on here and see what might be contributing to that. So within the functional scores, we get all of this. Oh, anxiety and stress response, not optimal. Certainly been a little ball of anxiety. Protein fermentation, not optimal. Interesting. Your microbiome suggests that your gut microbes are overutilizing amino acids from protein as fuel, which can increase the production of harmful byproducts. Ah, okay, more information, great. Score reflects whether or not you're digesting your proteins properly. Okay, it just sounds like I'm not digesting protein well. So that would potentially be like a stomach acid issue, or I'm just not chewing my food well enough. But let's continue on and see if anything else like kind of links in with that, right? Because everything is connected. Mitochondrial health, not optimal. Your cells show signs they may not be receiving enough energy to function efficiently, which can have an effect on your body's energy and metabolic demands. So this one ties back into my cellular energy and efficiency. I think the functional scores link in, like, these all break down into the various functional scores. Okay, the rest of my functional scores are either good or average. That's fine. Oh, microbiome-induced stress. Interesting. So this kind of sounds like leaky gut. Okay, noted. Now, pathway activities. Average. Cavity-promoting activities, not optimal. That's not good. I should go see a dentist. Okay, my gut is producing high levels of uremic toxins, which may be harmful to your cardiovascular system. Interesting, that might be why I had an average score for cardiovascular health. Anxiety-associated pathways, not optimal. Cortisol pathways, not optimal. I think I have a theory as to what's happening with this cellular and energy efficiency score being not optimal. I've always been a relatively high stress person. I just do that to myself. I'm working on it in therapy. But like, managing stress has never been my strong suit, just to start off with. But then to top it off, as I told you guys in my last video, I spent 1.5 years in a highly toxic relationship that everyone else has told me was abusive. And that put me in a constant state of fight or flight, like constant high level anxiety for 1.5 years straight. And the trauma from that doesn't just evaporate overnight when you get out of that situation. It's been something that I've been processing through and has been getting better, but is still there. So I wouldn't be surprised if that like extreme physiological stress on top of my normal baseline, Marissa's stressed human being kind of stress, just took its toll. Like the big scores that I'm seeing here that are worrisome or like are things that I would actively really want to improve all kind of tie back to stress levels. And just if your body is overtaxed, overstressed, your mitochondria are not going to be able to function as well as they should. Stress, anxiety, trauma, all things we're working on, but just take time, you know? So that's where my health's at. Not gonna lie, I'm not stoked on this. Like, I feel like I put so much time and effort into my health that I would hope to see all good scores.
I'm also the kind of person that aims for 110% on school assignments and get disappointed with 100%, so.
You know, there's that. Also, probably why I have constant anxiety, because no one gives you 110% in real life. But we're not gonna therapize right now. I really want to redo this test in a couple months and implement their recommendations for nutrition and their supplements, but also once I have done more healing and trauma processing and gotten to the point where I don't feel that constantly in my body, and see how much of a difference that makes in my health. But who knows how long that will take. Anywho, let's take a look at the food recommendations that they gave me, because I think they're very interesting. So like I said, they sent me an entire like huge PDF breaking down every single food and why they recommend for or against all these foods. I'm not gonna go into the nitty-gritty details of this because then we'd be here for like hours, but just to kind of like show you guys what's up, these are the foods they recommend I add more of. Not surprisingly, it's a lot of foods that I don't eat a lot of. Lots of mushrooms. I can't get over the texture of mushrooms. If anyone in the comments can please tell me how to cook mushrooms well so that I don't taste them or feel their sliminess, please let me know, because Viome really wants me to eat like 6 different kinds of mushrooms. Now the foods to avoid are very interesting because a lot of them are foods that I eat a lot of, which makes me think that a lot of these recommendations are based on things that will kind of help balance out my body and the micronutrients that I'm getting through my diet. So things like fatty grass-fed beef, it says to avoid broccoli, Brussels sprouts, coconut meat. Very sad about this one. Coconut milk, coconut oil, lots of kind of obscure meats. I don't eat eel, so that won't be too challenging. But let's take a look at why broccoli. My plan is not to be super strict about any of this and be like, I will never touch any of the foods in the avoid list, but more of like a, if I'm grocery shopping, I will build my list based off the include list and cross-reference with the avoid list. Like again, if I want to have a pizza, I'm gonna have a pizza, even though tomatoes are on the no list, and cheese, and like everything else I put on pizza. And I haven't received the custom supplement yet, but this is what is going to be in my supplement specifically. I think this is the coolest thing, is how like specifically tailored each and every ingredient is based on my specific results. But in theory, that should really help kind of balance out things that need balance in my body. I love to serve as a reminder that relationships are a key part in health. It's not just the broad nutrition, exercise, sleep, stress. Like a big part of the stress is relationships. Like even being lonely and not having
good relationships is a very negative health factor. So adding in toxic relationships on top of that is just not good for you. So if you are in what you believe might be a toxic or abusive or manipulative relationship, this is your sign that it is okay to take care of yourself. It is okay to leave. It is okay to do what you need to do for you. I know how hard it is, but it's better to walk away and have to rebuild a lot of yourself than to stay and let them whittle you down to nothing. So that's Marissa's relationship advice of the day. But if you are experiencing any sort of like weird health things and you don't really have a direction to go with how to heal them, highly recommend looking into Viome because it gives a really solid, I mean, as you can see, baseline of where to start kind of shifting things into place, at least nutritionally. So using Viome to test your gut and your blood and your oral health can just really paint a picture for you of where you are and what is going to be helpful for you to do to improve whatever it may be that you're experiencing. So if you want to check it out, they have a couple options. They have the full body intelligence test, which is the one that I did, that tests your gut health, oral health, and your cellular health. Then they have the health intelligence test, which tests your gut health and your cellular health. And then they have just the gut health test, which just tests your gut health. So if you want to like start smaller, you can just start with the gut health test and you'll still get a lot of amazing data to work with. And if you want to get the actual customized supplement sent to you, you sign up for the Precision Supplements probiotics and prebiotics, and it sends you the full body intelligence test and then sends you monthly subscription to your customized supplement. So if you do want to check it out, I highly recommend. I'm so glad I did this. I feel like some of this information is invaluable. Click the link in the description or go to tryviome.com/MissFitAndNerdy and use the code FitAndNerdy to get yourself 20% off your first 3 months plus free shipping. You'll learn so much about your body and it'll really help you get to the root cause of any issues that you might be experiencing. So check it out. I am going for a super quick walk to warm up to do some pre-dinner yoga. I'm still very sore from my workout yesterday, so I just figured it'd be a good idea to like get the blood flowing before I get all stretchy because I don't want to hurt myself. You know, being active responsibly. So I did my yoga warm-up walk and then I stupidly sat on my bed and got distracted by tax prep. But it is now time to do yoga. One of the biggest things that I've noticed since, oh, we're getting up close and personal, since the last week and a half of getting back into working out the way that I used to, and by the way that I used to, I mean for like a full hour, because for the last 8 months when I lift, I've been lifting for like 20 to 30 minutes and then stretching afterwards because I wanted to focus on mobility and I knew I didn't want to be lifting for an hour straight because my body probably couldn't handle that. But getting back into lifting or doing yoga for longer than 20 or 30 minutes is just like mentally jarring. Like I get 20 or 30 minutes in and I'm like, okay, are we done yet? Like, can we stop now? Like getting through 40 minutes of yoga was more mentally challenging than physically challenging, which I don't like that I've lost that mental adaptation. So I'm very happy that I'm working on this again. But again, it's crazy what discipline can do, right? Like I'll get halfway through my workout and lose all motivation because in my brain, like I'm done because I've done my half an hour because that's what I've been doing. But it's the discipline that keeps me going and helps me finish the workout. And I'm really glad I'm rebuilding that discipline. It's important. Anywho, I'm hungry. I think it's dinner time. So for dinner, I post-mated tender greens because I don't have time to go to the store today. I don't have much in my fridge. Yeah, it is the best I could do. So I have some salmon, which was on my superfood list from Viome. I have some arugula, cucumber. I think those were also like big yeses. I do have white rice, which was technically a no or a minimize, but there's no option to switch it to brown rice. So it is what it is. And then some sort of sauce. But if anyone's curious, this is my go-to order from Tender Greens. Also, fun fact, it's this little one's first birthday today. Everyone say happy birthday to Cleo in the comments or else she's gonna be very sad. Right?
I'm also gonna have a little bit of coconut water with my dinner because that was also on the yes list, and also because I have coconut water with dinner all the time and I love it. And for dessert, I'm just going to have a wee bit of chocolate. I just found out, I don't know how new this actually is, but I just found out that Who Kitchen just came out with milk chocolate. This is like the answer to my prayers. A bunch of it was on sale at the store, so I have a lot now. But I'm honestly not feeling like super desserty, so I think I'm just gonna have like 2 squares. And honestly, the Who chocolate is so rich that it's definitely gonna satisfy the little chocolate craving that I have. This one is filled with hazelnut butter and hazelnut crunch. Look at that, so good. So I have decided that even though the main goal of Project Comeback is not to change my physique, let me make that very clear. Like, I'm happy with where my body is right now. I don't think it needs to change, and so I'm not going to actively try to change it. I am very curious about how it may or may not change over the course of Project Comeback. Just from literally a purely like data standpoint, I'm very interested to see how my body might change with the changes that I'm going to implement when none of the changes are implemented specifically to lose fat. So I guess the question that I think would be fun to have an answer to is, how much can your body change simply by shifting your habits towards healthier habits and just getting in a like healthier fitness routine and lifestyle without making any intentional shifts in order to lose fat, right? Like, I'm not planning on eating in a calorie deficit or tracking my calories or macros. If I do, it might be to actually keep track of protein intake after seeing my results on the Viome test. It might be interesting to see, maybe I am like eating a lot more protein than I think I am. So I might track like for that purpose, but I'm not gonna track in order to put myself in a calorie deficit or restrict in any way, shape, or form. But I am gonna be gradually ramping up my exercise. I'm going to be putting more effort into my diet, just eating from home more. So I am being a lot more like intentional about my diet and putting more thought and care into what I'm eating. And then I'm also obviously really working on like stress management and getting my body like back to a parasympathetic, calm, chill state. So I think all those things could have a big impact on my physique without me actively like tracking calories in versus calories out. So that said, tomorrow morning I'm going to film a body update to have a before to compare everything to when I am done with this. So I'm gonna throw that in right here. So that's my body, that's what we're working with. I will admit, while I don't have fat loss goals, I do hope that I rebuild a little bit of muscle, because I've definitely lost a little bit of muscle, lost a little bit of strength since I haven't been training regularly, and I would like to have it back. Anyway, do make sure you check out Viome. They are the best way to get a baseline assessment of your health and get a fantastic starting point to curate your diet to best support your body. Again, link in the description, tryviome.com/MissFitAndNerdy. Use the code FitAndNerdy to get yourself 20% off and free shipping. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. It really does support me and my channel. I really genuinely appreciate it. Please share this video with your friends, your family, and your gym buddies. If you want to see more content from me all about health and fitness, you can check it out over here. To see future videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the little notification bell so you get notified when I post a video, and I will see you very soon. Bye!